guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Karen, Lavender Clothesline, as I always start my videos. Today is Saturday and we are in the beginning of February. So today I have a Hardgoods haul and I have a little bit of chit chat. There's been some things that I've been wanting to share with you guys. The first right out of the gate I want to talk about is this year being 2020 is a very exciting year for me. This year I turned 60 and I am so excited to be 60 that I even bought myself a t-shirt on Instagram, and my birthday's really not till the fall, but my whole life I have always rushed being the next age. So if you asked my children, they would tell you, my mom has always said, like when I was 48, she always said, oh, I'm 50, and my kids would be like, no, Mom, you're 48. I love living life. I know that sounds corny. I love trying new things. I'm very excited for life, and this year, with turning 60, I feel like it's going to be a great year. I want to take the opportunity this year to really push forward in encouraging those of you who might be out there that are wanting to start selling or reselling on an internet platform to go get it, go do it. I started about 7 years ago now, and I started selling on eBay just as what I thought was going to be a part-time transitional job moving from Long Island to Pennsylvania. And here I am 7 years later and making $100,000 gross on eBay. How exciting is that? If I can do this, so can you. So in 2020, I want to especially encourage those of you who are out there that are thinking of starting to sell online, thinking of starting a YouTube channel. I want to be the encouragement for you. You can so do this. If I can do this, you can do this. Trust me on that. And I started YouTube I started it in late May of 2019. So what am I in, my 8th month? It's all becoming a blur, but I'm really enjoying it. And I am just looking forward to another great year of putting out videos. I'm really having a ball. Very fun, a lot of hard work, don't be mistaken, but this is a great platform to connect with others and make some side money. So for the month of January, I will share my revenue with you. Like I said, on eBay, I made $108,000 in 2019. And for the month of January on YouTube, I'm almost at the $3,000 mark. Yep, $3,000 for the month of January. How crazy is that? If somebody would have told me 20 years ago that I would be selling on the internet and making YouTube videos, I would never have believed them. But here I am, turning 60, selling online, making YouTube videos, and really looking forward to connect with you guys and encourage you guys. Now, many of you are messaging me on my eBay site asking questions, and I really want to ask that you message me through my email, which is lavenderclothesline@gmail.com. If you go ahead and message me on the eBay system, I'm not going to be able to answer because eBay frowns on messages going back and forth that don't have to do with, you know, what we're selling on that platform, understandably so. So if you want to give me a little message or let me know how you're doing, if you're thinking of starting eBay and YouTube or one or the other, go ahead and email me and I will try to get back to you. Right now I'm receiving quite a few messages, but I love connecting so much with you guys. So this brings me to item number 2. This year, eBay has decided not to do eBay Open. Now, for those of you who don't know what eBay Open is, it's the large conference that eBay throws at Mandalay Bay out in Las Vegas. And every year they put on a large conference. And recently, they just announced they are not putting on the conference this year. I'm not quite sure if it's because the CEO changed or all of the problems that eBay had technical-wise. But with having said that, I'm taking the initiative. I want to meet you guys. I'm going to do a sellers meetup probably late February. I'm thinking maybe February 27th. I think it's a Thursday. I will post the details for that, what restaurant we'll be at, and I encourage you to come on out and meet those of us who are going to gather. Now, we did this 2 years ago. About 15 of us got together and had a great time. We went to a smorgasbord and just chatted, talked all things reselling, where we were at, what our goals were. just to encourage one another. And I'd like to do that again. So this year, I believe February 27th, I will post the confirmed date, time, and location on my Instagram, and I will also be making a video about that. So I'm hoping a lot of you can join me. I will be there, my daughter Lisa will be there, and quite a few resellers hopefully will come out also. So please mark your calendars with that tentative date, and like I said, I will confirm the date, and we will have a list going of who would like to come. Now the event is everybody pays for themselves. The restaurant is, light fare. They have dinners, they have burgers, so it's not an expensive restaurant. And I'm just really hoping and excited to meet all of you guys. I think this is an excellent opportunity for us to take the initiative and just go out and get what's ours. And that would be meeting together and getting to know one another. So I hope all of that is understandable. Okay, so those are the two things I wanted to talk about and share with you today. I hope everybody is doing well and selling lots. I had a really record-breaking January. I had a record-breaking year, except for the month of November. Last year, I did take a hit financially because of the seller update fiasco, but I'm just moving on. I'm just doing my thing. I'm not going to let anything stop me. You know me, I just go out and get what's mine. And today, with having said that, today we have, I'm going to call it a hard goods haul, but there's some linens, there's some lighting, all the things. So thank you so much for joining me. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get started. So for those of you who have been following me for a while, we all know when I do a hard goods haul, I always throw in a pair of shoes or two. I'm not quite sure if the shoes are hard, that I consider them hard goods. How silly is that? But it's what I do, it's how I roll. So let me show you the first item, a pair of men's boots. So these are boots that I have polished up. They didn't look this good. In other words, these are well-worn boots. And they are the brand Carolina, which is a men's work boot. But the thing that attracted me to these boots is the style. Now, when I see a style like this and the boot is fairly broken in, I always say yes to this, as long as it's good quality and it's really, somebody has really gotten good wear out of it. Now, let me just say the sole, which is a little schmutzy, I have to clean that, is in good shape. It's not worn down so much. That I would not pick up. But these boots always do well for me. And I think the reason they do well, you ready for this craziness, is because I call them hobo chic. Hobo chic, if you Google that term, that was actually a runway look on all the high fashion runways that came out, I'm gonna say 2 or 3 years ago. It could have been before that. I caught on to that term, and I put that in my title one time, and the boots blew out of my store, and I think I got over $100 for them. My thinking is this, and it could be wrong, this could be totally, I'm making this up, but that certain groups of men, there are certain groups out there that want well-worn work boots, try saying that 3 times fast, because they want to look like they're a hard worker. I don't know if it's millennials, I don't know who's buying the boots, but Carolina is a good name. So would these sell without the hobo chic? It would. But most likely when I list these, I'm going to tack on the very end hobo chic. I think there are buyers looking for boots or clothing that fit into that category. So yes to good quality men's work boots that have some wear, and the term hobo chic can be used. With having said that, I just want to touch base with you on the word hobo. If you look up hobo in Wikipedia, or you even put it into an eBay search, right now it's my understanding it's still an accepted term. Sometimes certain words or certain terms could be considered derogatory. I know there are a lot of feelings about different words, whether it's ghetto, gypsy, that might seem like it's an insult or derogatory. So when you're using different terms as a keyword, go ahead and put it into an eBay search, or even call eBay to see if the term is allowed to be used. I know that sounds crazy, but a couple of years ago, I'm going to say about 2 years ago, I found a Monopoly game, and it was called Ghetto-opoly. That was the name of the game. I believe I don't know if Monopoly put it out, to tell you the truth, but I would think they would have had to, because it was definitely their branding. And I thought, oh, that's pretty funny. I've never seen that. And you know me, I don't do a lot of research. I picked up the game. I listed it on eBay. It was listed for, I'm going to say, a week or two. There were other Ghettopoly games on eBay, and it got pulled for, it wasn't an infringement. It wasn't a vero. It was something like a hatred violation. So I called to eBay and they said, yeah, we don't like the word ghetto. So that was surprising. I tried to fight that a little bit and said, you know, you have boom boxes with that term, but when eBay, you know, pulls something, it's best just to go along with it, apologize, change it, and move on. And that's what I did. I actually took the Ghettopoly game down completely. That's what they wanted me to do. And I sold it locally. It sold very quickly. I don't think it's, I don't know, I don't think it's a derogatory term. I think it's a common phrase people use, or a common word. But having said that, so with Hobo Chic, getting back to that, I think it's fine. I think the word hobo is okay. I believe there's probably about 300,000 shoulder bags, you know, women's purses that have hobo as the style name. So far, I think we're good with it. But I just wanted to give you guys that little tidbit of information, go down that rabbit hole of Hobo Chic for not only boots, but for clothing. You can Google it and see what kind of style clothing is. Okay, all of that, moving on. We're changing gears big time. Ready for what I picked up? I picked up this hand-painted slate. As you can see, it's strawberries. And the back is just plain. Now it does have a little notch out of the slate, but slate breaks fairly easily. So let me just put a disclaimer. If you're going to sell pieces of slate, you really want to wrap this well and double box. This is really fragile, more fragile than you would think. It is signed by the woman who painted it. I think it says Marge, and she did a great job. So I said yes to a strawberry painted slate plaque. Did I say what I paid for it? I paid $3.99 for this. The next item that I want to talk about, anytime I see these on the shelf in my cart, super, super quick, I barely, to be truthful, look at the condition, because I think this type of item can take a lot of wear. I have never seen them broken. So this is what I'm going to show you next. Brass bookends. Aren't these beautiful? I love these. Now, I don't have enough books in my house at this time to warrant keeping them, but these are gorgeous. I'm going to take one so you can see them. These, when I find brass bookends, I am looking for very heavyweight, solid brass, most likely vintage, and especially if they're hallmarked, if they have marks on them. I have sold, let me think about this, I think they were Air Force bookends for, what did I sell those for? Over $200, I think. I'll have to look those up. If I can find them, I'll put them in here. I'll put a screenshot so you can see. So I love selling brass bookends. I think they're beautiful. I think a lot of people like them, and they do very well. So this one is marked 1990. And it has the hallmark. Now, I didn't look up the hallmark. I just put this Celtic, I think, or Celtic, we call this, right? Tribal knot brass bookends. And the maker came up. I'm trying to remember who the maker is, and off the top of my head, I can't remember it. These are listed. I'll try to write it on the screen. Sorry, Lee. I have no memory left. But yes to bookends. And most times thrift stores do not price these high. Now, I go to a lot of thrift stores. I go to hundreds of thrift stores. Most times you can get brass bookends for, I'm gonna say, under $10. I think I either paid $4 or $6. Forgive me, guys, I'm trying to remember the prices with everything else going on, all the craziness in my life, and just know that most of my items are between, I'm going to say, $2 and $5. I could have paid a few dollars more for these, but, and I don't remember what I have these listed for. Boy, just no information today. But I said yes to brass bookends. Okay, so this is officially my YouTube studio, and I'm changing things around. I'm painting all of the walls white. I painted that back wall white when that was my eBay photo spot. And I've added this stuff in the background so you guys have something to look at besides a plain white wall. And now I'm painting the rest of the room. So my large English server is out of here. I think I'm selling that. I think I'm done with that piece. And I'm going to be putting tables in here so we can bring tons of hard goods in here and just film away. I'm very excited for having an official YouTube studio where I can leave everything set up, because prior to using this room, I was setting everything up, breaking it down, you know, doing all of the things. This job is very time consuming. Between running a YouTube, you know, channel and selling on eBay, my days are crazy busy. So let's get on to our next item before I go down another rabbit hole. You know me, I get off track so easily. The next item, I don't think I showed this, I hope I didn't, is kind of like a cobalt blue pottery pie plate. And thank goodness it's marked on the bottom. You know me, I love when things are marked. That means I don't have to research it. And this is Clay City Pottery, and they are in Indiana. So I said yes to this. Now, I didn't look up comps when I picked this up. It's fairly frequent that you find these pieces. It's fairly saturated market, but I felt like for the price that I paid this, I paid $2.97 for. I put it in my cart right away. And I'm thinking, what do I have this listed for? Something. I'm gonna say it's listed for 18 to 20. Don't quote me on that. I'm sorry if it's higher, but if it's lower, that's good too. So I said yes to Clay City Pottery, Indiana pie dish. The next item that I found two of. So I thought these were bookends also. So right now they have stickers because when I list something that is the same, but it's not new, I put inventory A, B, C so that the buyer can get the exact one I'm photographing. So that's what those stickers are about. But these are Thomas Kincaid decor things. It's not a bookend. That's what I originally thought they were. So on the bottom it says Reflections of Light by Thomas Kincaid, and it is called Conquering the Storm. There's a first issue. They're put out by the Bradford Exchange, so not real high end. I don't know what to call these. They are tchotchkes, statues, figurines, lighthouse things. I have no idea. But I bought one, I bought two, I bought them both. And again, not high profit, but I got these, I believe, for $1.99 each. So I put them in my cart. Thomas Kincaid is a beautiful artist. His work is gorgeous. It's very well received. So when I find things from Thomas Kincaid, I always consider it. A lot of times I do run comps. This time I did not, but I'm not worried about these selling at $2 a piece. My buy-in price, okay. And I might have them for a while. But if you guys know what this is, it's definitely not a bookend because they sit opposite. That would be weird. But yeah, maybe it's just a little statue thing. I'm not sure, but if you know what it is, you can leave a comment down below. Thank you. Alrighty, the next item that I found, which I almost always pick up, are handmade wood items. Here in Pennsylvania, we have quite the woodworking community. I come across handmade wood items quite often. So these are not signed, but as you can tell, it's just a wood sconce. And I think it's fairly well done. Now the top little finial piece on one of them is a little more slanted than the other, but I don't think a buyer who wants handmade wood items, maybe they decorate in early American, colonial, country, farmhouse, shaker, trying to think what other styles. I don't know that primitive would put these up, maybe, but I think a buyer looking for handmade items is okay with it not being perfectly symmetrical because it's handmade, it's not machine made. So if you can see the little doohickey things, the little doohickey things are a little bit crooked, especially on that one. But I thought these were great. And what did I pay for these? I think these were $4 a piece. I think I paid $3.97 each. So I'm fine with that. I thought the man did, or the woman, man or woman, did a great job, and I said yes. All right, alrighty then, what else should we talk about? I went out the other day and I bought 4 pairs of colored tassels. I'm sure that's not what you want to talk about. But I figured you guys got tired of seeing the same colors. So today, for my 60s shirt, I have pink. I love these tassel earrings. Anyway, moving on, all of that. I found 2 vases. Now, when I saw these vases, I thought that they were porcelain or ceramic, but they are actually metal. So this is an enamel paint over metal. And turning around, let's see if I can find this. One of these has a flaw I did not notice. And where is the flaw? Here it is right here. And this flaw was the telltale sign that these were made of metal, because this vase took a hit. And I don't know if you can see that. I'm hoping the light doesn't bother it too much. I said, how did this vase take such a big hit and not shatter, not crack? And then I realized it's metal underneath. So I'm not sure what type of metal. I got nothing. I was gonna try to guess what type of metal that is. I don't know. It's not stainless. I don't think it's aluminum. I don't know. Okay, that's me figuring it out. I don't know. But I thought they were beautiful, and I have listed them. I listed with the flaw. I take a lot of photos and disclose it, but these are gorgeous. Look at that painting. It's like a floral, ombre, beautiful, I don't know. So they're not signed. I don't know who the maker is, but I said yes. The next 2 items I want to talk about are linens. I absolutely love picking up linens. When they're really, really big, they're kind of a pain to wash, but when they're small and I identify them right away, yes, all day long. So the next item I found, one of my favorite brands to find, Pottery Barn. And I found 2 pillow shams with the word peace and beading, sequins, that type of thing going on. And I thought these were great. They're like a burlap style. So I got 2 of them, and what did I pay? I paid $2.50. Yes, yes, all day long. Now, there are 3 things that I like about this. Number 1, it's Pottery Barn, so you know me. I almost always say yes to Pottery Barn. The second thing is they're kind of like a burlap, and I think that's a very attractive style, especially with peace painted in gold. And number 3 is the peace sign itself. I think that appeals to a lot of buyers. So I said yes to 2 Pottery Barn peace pillow shams, try saying that 3 times fast, for $2.50. Before I show this next item, I wanted to share with you that recently a viewer said, hey, I want the such and such. Could you save that for me? I just wanted to respectfully say to you guys, I'm not able to do that. I'm so sorry. When you want something that you might be seeing in one of my hauls, you can go in and put a notification for what you're looking for. So say I have a Pottery Barn pillow sham with a peace sign. Say those aren't listed yet. Say you wanted that. You can go into your eBay profile and put in Pottery Barn peace sign pillow sham. And when one gets listed, it won't only be my listings, it'll be anybody's listing, you'll get a notification. So if you would like to purchase something, again, I'm so sorry, I can't save anything or email the person who wanted it. The level I'm at, it's too crazy. I have thousands of items, and very gratefully, 20,000 people following my channel now. So there's no way I could handle special requests. I don't sell off of eBay. All of my items are sold on eBay or local marketplace. So if you're in my local area, that might work. But as a pretty much 100% general rule, I'm unable to sell directly on YouTube or Instagram at this point. I just wouldn't be able to keep up with it. I receive hundreds of messages weekly, if not thousands. So I try to get through all of my Instagram messages. I love to look at the comments down below. Sometimes I get to reply. I almost always try to put a heart next to your comment so you know that I've read it and enjoyed it. So thank you so much for understanding that while I'm showing items in these haul videos, there's just no way at this point that I'm able to save a certain item for a certain viewer. So I apologize ahead of time, but you can go ahead and go through my eBay store and you can sort by most recently listed, and then you'll see as I start to list. Right now, today's haul, some of this is listed, some is not, some is photographed, some is not. I always have items pouring into the house and they're at all different stages. But I just wanted to share that with you so that you guys would understand that I apologize, I can't save certain items for certain people. Alrighty, so the next linen find that I found 2 of these. This is one. Let's see if I can lift this up. 2. So I saw these sitting on the shelf. It didn't matter to me what brand it is because what did Goodwill charge me? At this store, they charged me $4. Yep, $4 for brand new printed cotton twill curtain. So it's one curtain, 50 by 108, and it's put out by Exclusive Fabrics and Furnishings. To me, it didn't matter what the brand was. This could have been Kmart, this could have been Walmart. It didn't matter because of a couple of things. Number 1, new in package. So that's a big yes. Number 2, see this print here? When a print has blurred edges, you can call it ICAT, I-K-A-T. And a lot of people like ICAT print. So when I see something is printed in an ICAT style, I gravitate towards it right away. Number 3, the color is really good. Blue and white is a very popular color and it goes with a lot of decor. And number 4, I paid $4. Did I mention I paid $4? So I'm paying $8 for the 2 panels. Now the problem with this is, look at the size, the way this is packaged. This is going to be killed on shipping. So what I'm going to do when I photograph this is I'm going to take it out of the package, photograph it. Well, first I'll photograph it in the package, take it out of the package, I'll photograph it that way, and I'm going to fold them down and fold the packaging down and give the buyer both things. That way, this is going to fit in a large priority box, which is a 12 by 12 by 10, and save the buyer so much on shipping. Right now, dimensional weight is just becoming more and more expensive on eBay. FedEx did lower their prices this year, and USPS, of course, went up again. So buyers are being just so discouraged by the shipping cost. So I encourage you, if you are shipping larger items, you really want to do FedEx home ground delivery. That price went down this year. So anything that you have bigger, heavier, especially the bigger, especially dimensional weight, you want to take a look at what it would cost the buyer to ship that way. That's what I do. So for now, I'm going to fold these down after I photograph them, and they will fit USPS, which is the fastest shipping service, and it should be a reasonable rate. I hope I explained all of that okay. So the next items that I want to talk about are lighting. First, we have this gorgeous chandelier, and it has all real glass teardrops at the end of branches. Now, I'm not sure who made this. It does look like a Pottery Barn piece, but I don't see any kind of marking on it. And the wires are clipped. When I sell lighting where the wiring is not something with a plug, it's not connected to a plug, in other words, you have to hardwire it, I always recommend that the light will need to be rewired. That way, I am expressing to the customer that I don't want to be responsible if the wiring is not in good shape. If you recommend that a lamp needs to be rewired, then when the buyer receives the item, they can make that judgment call for themselves, especially with selling vintage or older lighting. Now, if it's a current lamp that I'm selling and it's, something really, you can tell the plug is in great shape, then I don't recommend it. But anything that's going to need to be hardwired is where an electrician would have to, connect it right into the wall, I always recommend. This light is gorgeous. I paid $5 for this, and it was quite dusty. This took a lot of cleaning, and that amount of dust tells me it was hanging for quite a while. I don't think it's especially vintage, but I would say that it's probably close to it. Right now, vintage on Etsy, I believe, is 20 years, and out in the real world, it's 30 years. I don't think this is 30 years old, but it could be close to the 20-year mark. So I'm going to ask you guys, if you have seen this exact lamp, would you let me know and tell me what brand it is if you know? I'm going to show you the bottom cap so that you can see if this is the exact lamp that you may have in your home. I would love to hear what brand it is. Now the candle sleeves, these little covers, say, what do they say? It's upside down. It just gives the caution. Looks like it's made in China. Made in China, so we know if it's marked made in China, it's definitely not antique. But I thought this was beautiful. Now it is missing one of its teardrops somewhere, and I will disclose that in the listing. And truthfully, I have no idea if it works because I'm not hardwiring it into my ceiling. But I said, yes, it's beautiful. Let me just ask, that last chandelier light would be beautiful. If you did not want to hardwire it, it would be beautiful hanging outside underneath a tree. And you take it, you clip off the candelabras and you can put candles in there. I've done that before and it's just beautiful. If you have a table and chairs in the summertime underneath a big old tree, that would be so romantic and beautiful. I love that style. So there's another option for those of you who may be thinking of buying that. All right, this next item I saw and I didn't consider this very good quality. I thought this was just average quality. I'm not sure where this was sold. I'm gonna guess Pier 1 or a store like that, but I thought the aesthetic of it was beautiful. It is a tin Peacock nightlight. This little guy actually has a bulb and it has the cord, and I tested it, it works. And I thought he was great. I thought the company did a great job in painting it. And I said yes to this. I think a lot of people like peacocks and different animals. They have an affinity for a certain animal, whether it's an elephant or a monkey or a frog. And I said yes to it. I do plug it in the store to make sure it works. And yeah, he's really great. I think I paid, let me remember what I paid for him. I think he was $4. So yes to Peacock lamps, even if they're not high quality. Okay, we're gonna set that Peacock guy back there. I wish I had an outlet I could show him lit up, but I don't, and I'm not getting an electrical cord. I'm moving on. All right, here we go. The next item I found was a brass candlestick. Now let me just say, I really was sad that there weren't two of these. I thought he was great. He's either a serpentfish or a koi. I know they could be called dolphins. What else? I think that's it. But nice and heavy, solid brass. For some reason it has tape on the bottom. I'm not sure what that's about. And he's already listed in my eBay store for something. I don't know, you're gonna have to look up what he's listed for. I can't keep track of all of this. But I said yes, even though he's a single candlestick, I think somebody's gonna want him. And it'll be fun for me to hunt for another one just like him. Okay, I found these big cups, and I say to myself, Karen, no more cups, stop picking up cups, which I have stopped pretty much across the board, but I saw these. Look how good these are. How pretty are these? Let me say in love, if you're drinking this much coffee in the morning, if you need this much coffee to get up out of bed, you gotta go to sleep earlier. I thought these were great. Kind of like a silver, I'm gonna call this almost like a hobnail on the outside, and a Moroccan tile style painted inside. I just made that up, can you tell? That's what I think it looks like, Moroccan tile. But I said yes to these two. I think I paid either 99 cents or $1.99, I can't remember. But I said yes because there were two. Now if there was one, it would be a fight within myself to walk away, but I would probably walk away from just one. But because there's two, I said okay. I said yes, I didn't say okay. Now this piece here, I haven't comped, I haven't looked up. To be truthful, I didn't even look at the condition of it. I saw it, I quickly put it in my cart. At this point, a lot of days I'm using my judgment and it works for me. Now, would I have been able to do that in year one? Absolutely not. Not even year two, maybe year three. It takes a long time of constantly looking at items, remembering what sold well for you, what people want, what kind of things move quickly. Now, am I always correct with that? No. Sometimes I buy things and sit on them, but that's my business model and it's okay. The other day I sold, what was it? Was it a blouse? It was something. I sold something I've had for 2 years. I don't even care. I got a great price for it. I think I had paid, you know, a couple of dollars for it. That works for me because with 3,500 items every day, just, you know, stuff coming in, stuff going out, I'm not saying, gee, why isn't that thing selling? I'm just trying to shop and keep up with the shipping as best I can. Lately, I've been selling, I don't know, like a lot. So it's been working out great. I'm also selling local at Amy's, you know, all the things. So in other words, if something's gonna sit in my store for a while, not only don't I mind, I don't even realize it. And somebody recently asked me, hey, when do you purge your items? Never. I never get rid of anything. So if something's gonna sit in my store for 7 years, I'm okay with it. Why? Let's take a look at this, shall we? Say I buy an item and my buy-in price is $4 and it's year one. So I pay the $4, I photograph it, I list it, I put it into my store. I have an anchor store. All my listings, the 10,000 listings, come with the store. So whether that item sits and sells in 1 week or 5 years, it costs me the same to keep it up on eBay. Now, if you have capital and you don't have to worry about getting your money back out of the item quickly, that business model works. I have capital. I save capital for spending every year. So it doesn't bother me. It's not like I'm waiting for that, you know, that little fidget to sell in order to be able to buy more. I can always buy more. So that just works for me. Now, thankfully, things don't sit that long. A lot of times things sell very quickly, but sometimes it does take a year or two to sell. But just know that I'm turning over my whole store. I'm selling about 3,100 to 3,200 items a year. And in my store currently I have 3,400. So I'm turning my whole store over, I'm gonna say in like 14, 15 months, which, see, so it's working. That's what works for me. I know it doesn't work for a lot of sellers, but everybody can do their own thing. That's what's great about selling online. You know, on Amazon, I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole here. I could never sell on Amazon. I can't be competing. I can't be like a race to the bottom. I can't be worrying if it's saturated. I need to sell on a platform like eBay. eBay is perfect for a seller like me. I can find unique items, photograph them, you know, really clean them up nicely, put them in my store, and that's it. And every day I'm shipping out. Like yesterday, I think it was, I shipped out 16 things. So it's working great. And like I said, this year I grossed 109,000, 108,000, something like that. So it works. So long tail seller, and yeah, that's the way I'm keeping it. Okay, next item is this. I showed it for a hot second. Okay, so as you can see, it has a lot of patina, and I'm gonna guess this is a wine holder. What do we think, guys? Is that what this is, for champagne or for wine? It's a bucket. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It might say it on the bottom. I could read the bottom. Pottery Barn. Not for food use. Food consumed from the vessel may be harmful. Yeah. And this I paid $13.99 for. So most likely, I'm just seeing that sticker now. I didn't realize I paid so much for this. I'm bringing this back. I won't hold on to this for $13.99. That was an error on my part. See, so I do make mistakes. There's no way. $13 is crazy for this. I didn't even notice it. Okay, we are getting down to the last few items for this haul. And there was a woman who picked up these baskets and had them in her cart. I didn't even see them. I kind of know her. I don't know her name, but I think she's a reseller. I see her in the different stores all the time. And she said, hey, I had some Longaberger baskets and I put them back. Do you want them? And I said, yeah, would you show me where they are? So it was this basket. It was this basket. And let me see if I can lift this. It was this basket. So I said yes to these. I believe I paid $5 a piece. Yeah, $5 each, so $15 for the 3 baskets. And I do well with Longaberger baskets. I try to either pick up the larger ones and sell them separately, or pick up the small ones that are kind of like in style and put them together in groups. So say I have the little baskets that have the little toggle, the wooden toggle with the leather loop. I'll put like 3 or 4 of those together and sell it as a lot, if that makes sense. But here's the real thing I wanted to show you. Now these didn't come with the baskets. They came in a plastic bag. Look at this lot. Can you guys see this? I'm gonna bring some of these out. So all of that tchotchke figurine stuff came in a plastic bag for $3. I grabbed that. And I'm gonna show you some of what was in it. So first off were glass paperweights. This one's beautiful. Really, really pretty. It has a marking on the bottom, but I can't tell what that is. It almost looks like that's handwritten. I'm gonna have to take a look at that, see if the light will not bother that, so I can show that to you guys. So I picked this up. It's like a swirl design. Really pretty. Glitter. Pretty, pretty. So that one, this egg was in there. So I said yes. And this one was in there. It's got the little flowers inside, little daisy flowers. So there were paperweights. Then there were a whole collection of little colored glass bottles, these type of things. So I got a bunch of those in that bag. I won't even bother to count it. It's a lot of them. I'm gonna say 15 of them. This was in there, this little egg type of thing with a jewel on the bottom. And it opens up, it's magnetic. And this does have a name on it. I don't have my glasses on. This is already listed in my eBay store and I was able to see the name. So it has an angel on top. I said yes to this. And what else? Salt and pepper shakers, all kinds of stuff. More little bottles with sand and seashells. Little bunny people made in Japan. I think I got 2 of those. There's the other one. We got some rabbits, some resin rabbits. I have 3 of those. And what else? I think these are salt and pepper shakers. So they feel like they're metal. They're very heavy. So I said yes to those. I guess they're little pilgrims or little Amish. She has something on her nose. And what else? I think this is an Onyx Elephant. This was all in the same bag. How crazy is this? Little church. And yeah, this just goes on and on. This looks like one of the little horse riders or the carriage riders from an antique toy. So I thought that was really cool. He has a cork bottom, so you would think he's a pepper shaker or a salt shaker, but he doesn't look to be a salt or pepper shaker, so I'm not quite sure what goes on with that. Yeah, so this just goes on and on. There's probably, I'm gonna guess, about 50 pieces in all, and I paid $3 for a clear bag. So I will group like things together and sell them as lots and just have fun with it. I'm kind of just entertaining myself, but can I get the $3 back out? Yep. So that's why I said yes to that. And I think that's it for today. So hopefully this video wasn't too confusing, and I just want to leave you with, if you're at the point in life that you feel older or you feel like you've missed the boat for selling online or for making YouTube videos, I'm living proof that at 60 you can be doing this and making a full-time living. That's what I'm doing. So I encourage you to go out and get what's yours. And as a recap, keep your eyes peeled for the resellers announcement. And as always, go out and get what's yours. Bye guys.